Hello everyone, welcome back to Satisfactory. I am Merc Serene, and this is our coal processing station for power production. Yes, this now powers basically everything down on our base, which is down that way. In today's episode, we need to utilize all this additional power to get some additional autocrafts going. But also, we're going to start off researching the M.A.M. Back at our research station here, right, we can see that the M.A.M, the molecular analysis machine, is used to analyze new and exotic materials, and it's going to help us with research and development. So hopefully we're going to unlock a whole bunch of new things by doing this, but also we get a map, an object scanner, we get all sorts of things, right? More inventory, another hand slot. Wow. Yeah, so this is a good one to do. The only reason we didn't do it already, right, is because we were really pushing for that coal power. But here we go. Slap of that button.
Milestone reached. The molecular analysis machine, referred to as the M.A.M, will allow R&D to provide new technologies, items, and buildings based on samples collected in the field. To ensure a greater chance of success during exploration, an upgraded tool belt has been provided, as well as an object scanner and beacons. Note: the object scanner requires calibration via the M.A.M to enable detection of specific objects.
Alright, let's go ahead and
The
see
map has been unlocked.
what this M.A.M is. Also, maybe we check out the map. Is that just on M? It sure is. Okay, so here's a good question for us, right? Does this only display areas we've been? And did it actually just get all the places that we've been to previously? It kind of looks like the answer may be yes. Yes, the M.A.M is under special. We have everything we need except for the reinforced iron plates, so I'm going to grab a few of those and then let's build this thing. I don't know if we need to actually hook this up to anything, so we're going to set it up right next to our little workstation here so that they're all just kind of in the same little area. And likely this stuff is all going to move at some point. My guess here is we're going to probably redo everything down here and make it a building with floors and walls now that we have access to that. But let's go ahead and see what this M.A.M does. What are we even looking at? Hard drive. These drives hold valuable data on alternative resource production. Scan a hard drive. We don't have a hard drive. Alien organisms. Oh, hey, you know what? We do have some of this stuff here. Reward alien protein. More alien protein. Interesting. And then node unavailable. Research one of the highlighted key nodes to unlock. Alright. Scannable resource. Oh, hey, you know, I feel like we've seen this out in the field before, so that's interesting. If we deliver some of this here, we can now scan for it. Scannable object nut. Oh, then we can scan for those. And we have some of those nuts on us. Why don't we click this? Start research. Can we research multiple things at the same time? No. And now I can't read this.
New object added to the object scanner.
New object added to the object scanner. So this is pretty cool, right?
New research available in the M.A.M.
Nutritional processor. Wow, this uses some things I don't think we've ever made before. Steel pipes, we can't make steel yet. So that's interesting. Okay. The power slug. Ooh, rewards power shard. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a blue power slug.
New recipe unlocked.
New recipe for a power shard. We don't have any idea what that does. Let's see. Is it in here? No. Is it in here? Power shard. You actually turn the blue slugs into these power shards. Interesting. Radiates a strange power. I don't think we want to use our blue slugs. I don't know if they respawn. I don't want to use them on that until we know what it does. But here's another thing. Scannable object. Oh, we can then scan for blue slugs if we purchase that one. Okay. Good to know. Is this one? Reward, we get another power shard. And then what is... Oh, we can't see what the future is. Overclock production. We unlock overclocking. Ooh, that sounds really neat. Let's research some more things here. So this one takes the alien protein, which we now know how to make, and it gives us alien DNA capsule and biomass. Interesting. Okay. We got a lot of interesting things down here. Inflated pocket dimension, more inventory. That's great. Another hand slot. Ooh, hey, this M.A.M. is proving to be super cool. Something else that we just unlocked as well, right? Let's go ahead and make it. It's the object scanner. Go ahead and craft this guy. Okay, so what I'm guessing, right, is we have our scanner here, but this isn't maybe, I don't care if we scan for that now. I don't think this is exactly the same thing that this guy's going to do. And now we have this additional hand slot, too. So this is actually currently scanning for a nut? Is there a way to... Ah, nuts and berries. Okay, let's keep it on nut. It's directional. That's pretty cool. So I assume if we go this way, it'll start beeping faster once we get closer. We'll keep... We're going to have to keep this on us at all times, right? We did happen to find some of this Caterium, and let's do that research now.
New resource added to the resource scanner.
So that one actually added it, interestingly enough, to this scanner and not to the handheld scanner, but that's okay. Looking through the Caterium tree here, right, there's the ingots, so it wants us to... We have to give it a bunch of the raw material in order to learn how to make the ingots. Makes perfect sense. Then we give it some ingots, and then we learn how to make some additional things. Check this out. A zip line? Oh, that sounds really cool for, fast moving around. In fact, if we could set up a zip line, I don't know if they only, work on gravity going down, but we could make a tower here and then get up on top of there really quickly if we really wanted to. And that is, of course, where our coal generator is. Ooh, sulfur has unlocked black powder. Experimental power gen, so a different kind of way to make energy. Neat. Nobelisk detonator. And extended tool belt. That's kind of neat. This molecular analysis machine is very satisfying. So this quartz that we found, I haven't found a spot where you can continually mine it, just where you can break off a small piece, and that's what we've done. That's why we have quartz today. But maybe there are bigger quartz deposits that we can actually scan for now. In this reward, we see new shop products, and I think this is actually something we haven't unlocked yet. So I'm not entirely sure that I care to get that just yet. Blade runners? What are blade runners? You know what's interesting? I think we may have a hard drive. Do we? We do have a hard drive. Okay, so we're going to take that with us. And also, we should be able to make some of this protein. We need 5 bits of this for the next research. Hard drive. Scan the hard drive. Oh, wow, this takes quite a lot. Quite a lot of time. I wasn't expecting that. Can we do another thing while we're scanning? No, other research is being conducted. Okay, we'll have to find something else to do for 10 minutes. So the additional store purchases, I think, come from this Tier 2 Resource Sync bonus program. There is a thing in here called the Awesome Shop. So I think we need the Awesome Sync to generate some kind of currency to use in the Awesome Shop. It looks like you send all your excess resources into this. And honestly, we don't have a lot of excess resources right now. However, I think we should probably try and unlock this. We had plenty of these materials, so let's go ahead and do it. Slap that button once again.
Milestone reached. You have been given early access to the Anti-Waste Effort for Stress Testing of Materials on Exoplanets bonus program. Funneling parts into the awesome resource sink, depending on their amount and complexity, will grant you coupons in the awesome store, which can be exchanged for bonus rewards. Examples of bonus content are parts, walls, factory attachments, and
Ooh.
cosmetics. Fixit is working hard to develop additional options, which will be added to the awesome store in the future. Go that extra kilometer. Go awesome.
All right, let's go ahead and pop a shop down so we can see what sort of things are in it. No, how about we? I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't really matter where it goes. We'll probably end up moving it. Okay, it's a very small little box. Welcome back. This is the first time we've been here. This actually looks like we're on a web page, gonna buy things. We have our currency here. We have a checkout. This is really clever and pretty funny. So a label bundle. Signs can be customized with different elements. This is neat, right? So once we start getting our bigger factory pieces going, we can put labels on what's being made, so we don't have to try to remember where everything's at. And it does tell us, right, we do need to research the quartz crystals in the M.A.M. in order to build this, and that makes total sense as to why this is unavailable at the moment. Do we have anything that's available? We do have some storage boxes. The hazard box, personal storage skin. Oh, these are just skins for a box. That's cool, though. That's pretty cool. Conveyor ceiling mount. Wall mounts. Okay, so some of these are definitely useful. They're not just skins. Ooh, new foundations? A quarter pipe? Can we get a skateboard? Walls. This might be something that we want to try to unlock sooner than later, right? If we're going to build buildings for all of our little power plants and everything, it would be pretty nice to have lots of different kinds of walls, especially ones with doors. Today, I believe we have this wall, and that's it. The Fix-It Special. Ooh, a factory cart? We get some different music tapes and a boombox. Awards? Ooh, those take a lot of tickets. Coffee cup? Okay. Oh, and look, if we really wanted to, we could buy some materials. Interesting. And here we are. The hard drive is now about to finish. Analysis of hard drive is completed. Select your desired reward. Oh. Hold on. The alternate bolted iron plate. The alternate pure iron ingot. Or the alternate pure caterium ingot? I don't know what this means at all. Is it an alternate recipe? Is it a better recipe? Hold on, click to expand. Do we have to select something right now? Can I come back? Okay, we can stop it. So let's just take a peek, right? If we look at the reinforced iron plate, it takes 6 iron plates and 12 screws to make 1 reinforced iron plate. 6, 12, 1. So if we look at this, it takes 1850 to make 3. If we look at the automation facility for this, 6, 12 to make 1, right? We can make 1 reinforced iron plate, well, at a time, right? But we can do 5 per minute. This over here is telling us that we could do 15 per minute. So it's a much faster recipe, and if we multiply the 6 iron plates by 3, we get 18, but 12 times 3 is definitely lower than 50. So it takes more screws to do this, but the trade-off is a faster production time. That's pretty neat. And if we look at the rest of this, right, iron ore and water to make iron ingots, we don't actually have this set up at all. I'm wondering if we're going to get a recipe for iron plus water to get more iron ingots. We just don't have it yet. Or maybe this is the way that you get this. And again, this is a very similar looking thing with the Caterium. Caterium plus water, you know, results in probably more ingots, I'm guessing. The thing that we could use today, I'm going to say, let's go with the bolted iron plates. Confirm. Hopefully, we don't regret that choice. And we'll continue more research. The rebar gun. Hey. This looks to me like that ranged weapon I was asking for previously. A protein inhaler? It looks like a medical item, right? A medicinal inhaler. More inventory slots and another hand slot. Let's go ahead and build ourselves this way. More inventory. Look at that. Unfortunately, we can't do that next one just yet because we can't make the steel beams. This right here, this is where the Caterium was that we actually gathered a little bit, right? We could sit here and gather a bunch more. However, we did notice, right, in the M.A.M research that there's some explosives. Why don't we go try and research the explosives and see if we can blow these rocks up? And actually, looking back at it though, in order to get the Nobelisk detonator, we will need steel. So I think this might be our point where we can stop doing some more research, and now we're going to need to look into really hardening up our factory production here so that we have production for like everything like this, like rotors, right? We don't have this on Autocraft. We want that on Autocraft. Because if we want to get into basic steel production, we are going to need, I'm sure, a lot of these different things. So, start working on that. In wanting to harden up our new automation abilities, right? I'm thinking, let's go ahead and get everything on a foundation. We can actually build this into some sort of large building, right? And I think I want to keep the actual extractors and the refineries or the smelters outside. It probably doesn't matter, but they generate all this big smoke, and typically you wouldn't want that inside of a building, so we're not going to do that. However, right, you might notice that this is kind of crooked compared to everything else we have set up here. Well, the reason for that, if we take a look, and I'm just going to kind of do this, if you hold control, actually, let's move out. I rotated this very specifically, right? So if we hold the control button, what happens is it puts it on a world grid, and that's what this world grid is right here. These pieces here. So we're probably gonna, shift everything. It's gonna turn it a little bit, and we're gonna end up breaking all of these machines down and putting them inside this building. Now, something to keep in mind here, right? This is going into rods and screws, and you can tell that there is definitely a large buildup here. And actually, you can't tell over here, but this is just for our iron plates, and there is definitely not a buildup here. What I've done is I've removed some of the iron from this and put it in here to kind of give it that little bit of a backlog so it could actually produce faster. But this produces faster than we can generate, and the other side produces way faster than we can refine into the other materials. So I'm thinking what's going to happen is we're going to have two things. So this one here goes into iron rods. We're going to have a new one right here that goes also into iron rods, and then those iron rods go into the screws instead of splitting the iron rods into rods and screws as we do today. Somehow conveyor belts can operate through foundations. Here is an update on our new factory building, right? So we're experimenting with a lot of new things, but let's start off with where the iron comes from. I've actually deleted and reoriented these, so now they're actually facing more this direction. We've moved the smelters, and everything comes into 2 storage crates over here. Now, this is actually really interesting. So they clip through the wall, and it actually looks perfect almost, and it gives us the ladder on the outside so we can actually climb up these if we want to, if we need to. But so we have our iron coming in. If we can take a look, right, there's a lot of iron in that one, there's quite a bit of iron in that one. And then what happens? Well, this is very similar to what we had set up before, but let's go ahead and go through it. So our iron goes in to this constructor, which is making iron plates. These iron plates come out here and they get split. Currently, they go into a storage container, and they go out the side. We'll get to that in just a moment. The other one comes out here, and it splits it into two different spots. These are both iron rods. Okay, if we come through here, whoop, we can see that this iron rod turns directly into screws, but this one stays as iron rods. Now, we're using a little bit of height in our factory, so we pull everything up. For our iron rods, they come out here, it goes into a splitter. That one splitter goes this way into, guess what, a storage, and then the other one is for using it. So let's go ahead and take a peek at what we have going on over here. So from our screw constructor, this comes out and it gets split as well, and it's getting split into three different ways. One way over here into this assembler, another one into this assembler, and then finally into storage, so we have some extras as well, right? We bring our iron rods over as well, and then we bring them down. And this is our rotor assembler. And you can see, right, the rods are actually a lot faster to produce than the screws, so that is a thing. You know, we could maybe make this more efficient later on, but I'm kind of liking where we're at the moment, so this will passively produce us some rotors. Not too bad. The next assembler over is taking in iron plates and screws to make reinforced iron plates, so that's great as well. Now, in order to do all this, right, we've used a lot of these little supports. We've actually used a few of these, too, in some places. They're pretty neat. They are the stackable belt supports, and you can actually climb these as well. Pretty cool stuff. Now, you may notice I have a little bit of a roof on here. I am thinking that we would like to have a roof on there, but the main purpose of this, and actually at the moment we have just a big ramp to get up there, the main point is, I'm thinking we're going to have some more assemblers up here. Let's go ahead and make an assembler really quick, just so I can show you why I think that might be the case. Currently, we have the alternate bolted iron plate recipe and the rotors going, but we're going to want a modular frame assembler as well, and that's going to take, some more rods and some more of the iron plates. We may also want this smart plating as well. So far, the smart plating, I think, has only been used for the space elevator, as you can see up there in the corner. But it may have other uses as well, but we can always disable or remove it later on if we no longer want it. So I was kind of thinking we would have another setup of these up top, and then we could just route things up further as needed, right? So we could have one of, let's just pretend, right? We could have one of those going. If I can select it. Here we go. Come on. Come on, select, please. I guess right there. And then, right, we can have this thing coming all the way up, and that's how we would get some of our materials in. So I'm pretty happy with where we are at the moment. These three storages are being used. These three are not. These three are kind of not in a permanent location either, but they're going to be the storages for the rest of the assemblers. Next, I want to show you this over here. So we probably saw this before, but if I come back in here, we get architecture, and in the architecture of this, and remember, we don't have any coupons yet, we don't have the disassembler or whatever that item was, or the factory piece was called, but this can actually make roofs, it can make structural beams. These, I imagine, are just decorative, right, but I still want them. We can also get railings, but this is not just decorative, right? The ladders, catwalks, and stairs, and walkways, right? So those there will allow us to get up and down from our different floors of our factory even better than, say, this gigantic ramp does. The last thing I'm not satisfied with yet on this factory, I mean, it's not done, but the way that the power routes in, I kind of want a universal sort of power input location, maybe here or something, and then some poles inside that route the power to the different machines. Right now, I just have power pulled off of a couple of these poles over here. And in fact, let me click on one of these. This is just the power Mark 1 pole that allows for 4 power connections. Maybe we can get the power Mark 2 pole that allow us to do more power line connections, which would reduce the amount of poles we have in general. In fact, let's take a quick look in here to see if we can find one. Oh, these jump pads also would be a different way to get up and down from the factory, right? We just have a jump pad on the first floor, it goes all the way up to the second floor, something like that. Otherwise, I'm not seeing Power Mark II poles just yet. Could be in one of these. But as always, I really appreciate you following this video series with me as we explore Satisfactory and learn about all the different things it can do. But for now, this is Merc Serene signing off.